We're live.
What's up, America? It is Tuesday Night Football. I'm Richard Mignette,
Kenny Nicholson.
and we are entering officially the best time of the year. Thanksgiving is behind us. We had a great slate of Thanksgiving football. Christmas is upon us. I just bought some eggnog at Publix. It's officially the best time of the year. We are 2 weeks out from the playoffs. So, real quick, we're going to break down winners and losers from last week. Co-host.
Yes, we're gonna break down the winners and losers of last week. We're gonna go over.
Jesus.
I didn't know you wanted me to jump in there, sir. We're also going to be going over today standings. Who's going to be in the playoffs. Recap real quick our sleeper picks from last week that you could find in the comment section, and then we'll recap our NFL picks. And lastly, but not least, we're going to talk about our own Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So,
Yeah, we got a
um,
lot. We got a healthy debate, healthy conversation on the Buccaneers. We both have different opinions on that as well.
yeah.
Let's get right into it. Let's get into really quick the winners and losers of last week. We're just going to go score by score here. I'm looking at my sleeper rap, the first one on there. Obviously, I defeated Jake 142 to 107. Yeah, huge game by Rashid Rice. And then we got Kenny with the 146.58 victory over Lee 122.50. Grant took the loss to Dan, who has won his fourth game in a row. Shouts to Dan, 144.44 to 124.78. Jared, again, seems like it's a weekly occurrence here. He is dominating with a victory 165.62 over JJ, 135.32. And then we got Mike take the loss to Nikki, 179.26 to 156.80. And that is the recap of the games. Do a real quick standings check real quick. At first place, we got Jared. Second place, we got Nikki, 7-5. Third place, myself at 7-5. Fourth place, Mike at 6-6. Fifth place, JJ at 6-6. Sixth place, Kenny at 6-6. Seventh place, Jake at 6-6. Eighth place, Grant at 5-7. Ninth place, Lee at 4-8, and Dan 10th place at 4-8. So even though Dan won 4 in a row, he's still in the last place spot.
Yeah, we got a tight race for the Waffle House finish here, which
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have to confirm how we want to separate that. But yeah, now going into the playoffs here, we got a tight race to the finish line. We got four teams tied at 6-6. As of today, I would actually sneak into that sixth spot because the tiebreaker is points four. But I mean, there's a lot of football left to be played. We got two more regular season games. The only team that's clinched is Jared. Everybody else still has to earn their spot. So, lot to be decided.
Absolutely. And then let's get into our sleeper picks that we
Mm-hmm.
had. We each picked a player. You want to go first?
Yep. So I picked somebody who was on my team, who I didn't start, but I knew
Mm-hmm.
was going to be good. Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers finished PPR format. Our league is a PPR format. He
Yep.
finished with 23.2 fantasy
Woo!
points, which I believe would put him as the wide receiver six last week. Went off first touchdowns on U.S. soil. I think his only touchdown was in London or whatever when they were playing Tennessee. But yeah, got two touchdowns. Absolutely went crazy.
Yes, and I picked a player that I actually had just traded, Stephon Diggs. He dropped a 19.40 bomb, 74 receiving yards, 6 receptions, and 1 receiving touchdown in that heartbreaking loss to Philly. Tough game for the Bills. Bills just can't seem to get on the right end of these games. Unfortunate, but this is fantasy football. Real world doesn't matter. Stephon Diggs had a great game. Unfortunately, um, it wasn't a loss, but it was a great game and a good pickup for Mike as well. All right, so we get into next
NFL pick review.
NFL pick review. Listen, guys. We don't usually review the picks, but I just gotta say, your boy went 12-4. 12-4. Kenny texted me at one point. He's reviewing the picks. He said, "You're at 11-0." I said, 11-0, 11-0. Come on. Unfortunately, I finished 1-3 at the end stretch there, but 11-4 came with 10-6. I mean, brother, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we're doing well this year, that's for sure. We tallied the total so far. I think we started around week 8 or week 9. We'll have to get that confirmed. So far, Richard this season is 47-25. So if you do the math, That is a 65% correct percentage, winning percentage, if you will, on his picks. And then I am 44-28, a little bit behind. I'm at 61%. So, I mean, if you're tailing, I mean, you're doing well.
Guys,
You're
I
doing
mean,
well.
come on.
I
We're
don't know why
giving out
people.
money over here pretty much. I mean, listen, this isn't a gambling show, but my God.
Yeah, we're going
Pretty,
off.
pretty, 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 pretty impressive stuff there. Pretty impressive stuff there. So, like we said, we are on week, what is this, 13? We're on week 13. We got this week, and then we got week 14, and then the playoffs start. And if the playoffs were to start today, this would be the playoff bracket. We would have Jared in the 1 seed with a bye, Nikki in the 2 seed with a bye, and it would be yours truly, us two, this podcast, we have
Yeah,
a playoff game against each other. That would be
we played this
amazing.
week also.
We do play this week too. That's so a little playoff preview. Kenny and I would square off, and Mike and JJ would square off. And the four on the outside looking in would be Dan, Jake, Lee, and Grant. So it's going to be interesting coming down the stretch here.
There's a lot left to be decided. I just unfortunately we got some time, so I unfortunately lost Jonathan Taylor today due to injury.
Yeah,
Expected to be out 2 to 3 weeks. Luckily,
yeah.
I do have a backup plan. Obviously, not going to be as good as JT, but Ramondre Stevenson, been playing really well. He's got a great schedule coming up. Got him from the trade I did with Jared. So feeling somewhat hopeful for that. I mean, it always sucks. Probably should have planned ahead and picked up Moss off the waivers. I'm sure somebody's gonna fab dump on him. Won't be me. I have $0. But the playoff race is it's looking tight right now. Honestly, I was going to do another power rankings, but I'm going to push that to next week, folks.
Yeah.
There wasn't too many changes from what I've seen. I'd see like a couple people maybe move up a spot, down a spot. Nothing, no seismic shifts. So we're going to save that for next week. Seismic, big word.
Tectonic plates moving, none of that.
Yeah.
All right, so I have not lost anybody to injury. Bills are on a bye. I'm going to miss Josh Allen a lot. He's great. So the Ravens defense. Ravens defense came up huge last night versus the Chargers. But I am hopefully getting my boy Devon Achane back. He plays at the Washington Commanders, so that should be a great matchup. But you see what I'm rocking right now. I'm rocking my JPP Bucs jersey. Shout out to JPP at Ward. He just signed with the Dolphins to the active roster. Shout out to him. That's 3 game checks he gets guaranteed now. He was on the practice squad of the arch nemesis New Orleans Saints, so we're happy that he's out of there. But we got something to discuss here, folks. We have a little bit of a polarizing topic right now in this group message, and I'm probably for Bucs fans all over the nation. And it's a debate between two sides, and right now the Bucs currently are 4-7. We are 1 game out of first place of the NFC South. 1 game out of 4-7. That's usually you're 4-7, you're 3-4 games out of it. 1 game back, and there's a debate right now from both sides. One side says tank and draft a quarterback and lose. That's Kenny's side. My side is I want to compete and be relevant as long as we can. As long I understand that we decided not. Oh, there's a little bit. There we go. I know we decided not to trade Mike Evans at the beginning of the season and the deadline. I know we decided to re-sign Levante David. I know we did not move Shaq Barrett. I know all these things. I understand all these things. I know that we have no cap room right now, and we have to somehow possibly re-sign Devin White, Antoine Winfield, Tristan Wirfs, just to name a few. But the notion of tanking for a quarterback, to me, when you're 1 game out, it just does not resonate with me. I don't understand it. You want to present your side? Can you present your case?
So, not to relate this to like ranch and blue cheese, but like I think it's two paths that people think is the right answer, and both are in their own sense right answers, right? Like I don't fully disagree with you. Current day Kenny, I want to see the Bucs actually compete. I want to see the Bucs beat the Colts. We didn't do that. I want to see the Bucs beat the Panthers next week. Hopefully we do that, right? But the way I view it, right, we're competing in a terrible division. We could compete in this division probably for the next few years, get some division titles, but I don't think we have the roster, and I think you would agree with that, to go all the way. It would be a lot of stars would have to align, and it would be very hard. So my viewpoint and what I think the Bucs should do, which they're not going to do, is fire Todd Bowles. Which if we lose to the Panthers, I have a feeling that that could be expedited. I know we typically wait to the end of the season to do those type of things under the Glaziers, but I think that's a possibility. But we'll probably beat the Panthers, God willing. But my viewpoint is why hold the wound? You know, the wound's already bleeding, right? We're not doing too good. We're 4-7. I think we've lost 6 of our last 7 games. We don't have the roster to go all the way. Why expedite it when I just think we don't really need to win any more games? We draft a quarterback, which I know is a whole other debate, and we just rebuild this thing. That's all I got to say.
Correct. And you do bring up the point of drafting the quarterback, and that kind of is where my point comes in. And the main point of my argument is that the Bucs have drafted the last 3 times that we've drafted a quarterback in the first round has been Jameis Winston, 2015, Josh Freeman, I believe in 2009 or 2010, but I believe 2010, because 2009 was Gerald McCoy. And I think, yeah. And Vinny Testaverde, which I think was like an 87. I don't know of any first round quarterbacks in between then. I'm trying to think. I haven't thought of any. The 2 times that we won a Super Bowl was with free agent quarterbacks. We signed Brad Johnson in 2000 or 2001, and then we signed obviously Tom Brady. These are the I'm going to list the quarterbacks, and this is for the argument that we need to lose right now and draft a quarterback this year. And I'll preface by saying this: I am a big Jayden Daniels fan. I'm a Jayden Daniels believer. He has played a ton of college football at Arizona State and LSU. I think that if we were going to draft any of these quarterbacks, it should be Jayden Daniels. I want to preface by saying that. So I'm not saying that we do not need to draft a quarterback. I think that the only way to win in this league is by drafting a quarterback. Do I think, or having a quarterback, do I think it is imperative to draft a quarterback? No. And this is why. Since we drafted Jameis Winston, the 2015 draft, these are the guys who have been drafted in the first round. These are quarterbacks drafted in the first round. Jameis and Mariota, both busts. Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Paxton Lynch. None of those guys are still with their teams. Mitch Trubisky, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. We all know about Mahomes, Trubisky, and Watson, not with their teams anymore. Trubisky's a backup. Baker, Darnold, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, Lamar. Josh Rosen isn't in the NFL. Baker is on our team right now. Sam Darnold, we all know how Sam Darnold ended up. Josh Allen, he's shown up, and Lamar. Kyler, Daniel Jones, and the late Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace. Joe Burrow, Tua, Herbert, Love. Good draft in 2020. Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, and Kenny Pickett are the next ones. Those teams that did that stunk. They stunk up the joint. The Jaguars were horrible. They ended up with Trevor Lawrence. The Niners, the outlier. They traded up. Zach Wilson, Jets were horrible. Justin Fields, Bears were horrible. Mac Jones, they were coming off of a year. Kenny Pickett, But if you look at that sample size, there's 2 or 3 guys that you're like, out of I think it was 26 quarterbacks, 9 remain with their team and will definitely be the starter next year with their team. 2 won a Super Bowl. Wentz doesn't even really count out of those 2. Wentz and Mahomes. To me, it's not imperative to draft a quarterback in the first round and to stink for that specific reason, because to me, it does not work out. As much as people say draft a quarterback in the first round, it is an absolute crapshoot. It is. These guys are not guaranteed to be good. Sam Darnold was a cannot miss prospect. Not good. The world lost their mind on Zach Wilson's pro day. Not good. To me, it's about right now, we are competitive, kind of. Not really, but in a way in our division, which all that really matters, we are. If we can win this division and take that first round pick, or maybe trade up in the first round and draft an O lineman or anything just to continue to build the team, I think is a positive direction. I don't believe in tanking for a quarterback. Obviously, Caleb Williams is a different discussion. I think we all can agree that anyone who says right now Caleb Williams is not going to be good is absolutely lying. They're just trying to get clickbait. I think we all agree that Caleb Williams is going to be good. But to me, the avenue is not to stink and just drop and pray for a quarterback. Pray that we get a top 3 pick, because these guys, it's 9 out of 26. It's not good. It's not good in my opinion. One in every three.
And I understand your points you're making with that, but at the end of the day, like you look at the top teams, and there are instances like Lamar. I'm pretty sure was drafted in the second round,
No,
right?
he was last pick of the first.
Last pick of the first
Yeah,
round.
yeah, yeah.
Jalen Hurts, I think, was drafted in the second round.
Yeah, he was.
Dak Prescott, he's been
Fourth
playing
round.
pretty well. He's a fourth rounder. So
Yep.
it's when you draft a quarterback in the draft, an NFL team, like
Yeah.
it's like playing the lottery. I mean, your odds are honestly similar to freaking lottery because you could see these guys succeed in college, you can see them succeed in their pro day, and they don't turn out for whatever reason, right? But that being said, like as a fan of the Buccaneers, and I think I can speak for a certain group of people, it's exciting, when your team drafts a new quarterback. Will it be
Yep.
the correct move? Nobody really knows. I mean, this is a stacked class, and I think you have to take advantage of a class like this where there's so many potential good QB prospects. Because there's classes like the Kenny Pickett class where the prospect
Only one. Yep.
yeah, I mean, there's only one good prospect out of that, but at the
Sam
same
Howell.
time, I've been
Sam
thinking
Howell did
about
come out of there.
Sam Howell.
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot about this though as well. And when you think about the team, the Bucs have so many needs, and you look at Bryce Young. Bryce Young is drafted to the Panthers. Bryce Young hasn't looked good, but who really knows what he's capable of because he doesn't have a surrounding cast.
Because they skipped. I mean, they weren't even competitive before this, but post Cam Newton, they did the Band-Aids. It didn't work out, but they people forget the Panthers were one game away last year. They beat us. They win the division. That was a playoff game. That's how close the Panthers were. So the Panthers aren't even that far from where we were. And then we lost Tom Brady. They mortgaged their whole future for Bryce Young. I'm not saying Bryce Young is the wrong answer, but they did like there's no building blocks there now. And I get you want to go all in a quarterback, but look what the Texans did. It's not because CJ Stroud is because what CJ Stroud is. They got Will Anderson. They got other things like they address needs while also doing the quarterback position. The 49ers mortgaged the future for Trey Lance. They're in a position to do that, but it doesn't, to me, it just does not work. It never works out. Robert Griffin III, the Redskins traded everybody for that guy. The St. Louis Rams, they got so many picks for him. It didn't work. To me, the mortgaging the picks for a quarterback, to me, just never works. And especially in these franchises where they are horrendous. They have other needs to bring out. And they think that the idea is that you just get this guy, the Heisman winner, and he's going to fix everything. That's not the case. It rarely ever happens. But Joe Burrow wasn't good, so Joe Burrow got Jamar Chase, and his offensive line started to play better, and they got signed Alex Kappa. They just signed a left tackle from the Chiefs. They still had Jonah Williams. They addressed their needs. There are things that need to be done in order for your quarterbacks to succeed. So for a team like the Bucs, drafting a quarterback, I guess, but to me, the tanking for a quarterback makes no sense. We need to resign. Wirfs and Winfield Jr. are 1A and 1B priority. I love Devin White. I think Devin White is a talented player. I don't know. I think he might be hurt. We're a positive podcast. But right now, Devin White is not worth what he wants in the I look at Roquan Smith play football. The guy that Devin White is basically his benchmark is I want to be paid like him. They're not even similar. They're not even the same category right now at all. Levante David, I think, is 34 years old, 33. He is making more plays on the football field than Devin White. Is that because of the defense that they're running? Is that because he's hurt? I don't know. But he cannot be a priority going into this offseason. To me, Wirfs and Winfield, lock down your building blocks. I don't know what's going to happen with Mike Evans. I don't know what we're going to do with Chris Godwin. Shaq Barrett, these guys, I don't know. I don't know this is the next phase of the Bucs team that post Super Bowl. But to me, you got to stay competitive and you get a quarterback if a certain situation is right. Or you look at a guy like Kirk Cousins. I know he's going to be coming off an Achilles tear, but he's playing outrageously good football. He's a veteran. He knows what to do. That's just where my head's at.
Yeah, and I think you made some really good points. I have a feeling Kirk's going to be back with the Vikings. I mean, especially watching that game last night. But
oh, horrible.
I think that was the worst game I've ever seen, and for other reasons.
For
But
multitude of
yeah,
reasons.
tons of reasons. But I agree. Antoine Whitfield, Tristan Wirfs, those are must resigns. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, I also agree. I don't know their future. And I do think that if we were going to tank, we should have made some moves at the trade deadline. We don't have that killer draft capital that's going to get us all these pieces. So it is going to be kind of challenging for a new guy to come in and succeed. So
And
that being,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say that being said, though, like from a free agent quarterback perspective, I don't know what the prospects are going to look like after the season, to be honest
Mhm.
with you. So I don't know, but I just know one thing: Baker is not going to get us to where we want to go. Like
No,
he's not going to get us where we want to go. Trask, I don't know. We
no.
haven't seen enough Trask, but
I think it's pretty evident by the fact that Kyle Trask isn't even in discussions for playing. It's not again, we say this every single week. It's not like Baker's playing bad, but you put Baker on the 49ers, they probably have the same record, maybe one more loss. You put pieces around these guys, they play well. It's that simple. We don't have the pieces, we don't have the talent, we don't have the coaching scheme right now to do that. And it's not because we're not Jason Light is bad. It's not the case. We had no money. The bank is empty. We got nothing. We did it all. We went all out. We maxed out the credit card for that Super Bowl, and I have no regrets about that. But we are strapped. It's we got no other options right now. So we are just a team that's doing what they can with the most that they can. We're 4-7. We're one game out. I don't want to lose. Like we watched so much losing, and we weren't losing to get a better quarterback. We were losing because we stunk. Like those Jameis years, we weren't losing because we wanted a guy. We were horrible. We just weren't good. So I'd much rather just ride this year out, get the home playoff game, and I'll treat that like my Super Bowl. And if we win that game, everything else, I mean, literally getting to the playoffs right now is gravy. Like if we won the division, gravy. If we even got in the seventh spot, which is not going to happen, but if we did, gravy. Like I'm not ready to go back into Josh McCown 2-14, Lovey Smith Bucks. I'm not. It'll be depressing. It literally will be depressing to watch that type of football because we watched it for so long. Mike Glennon, Josh Johnson, Bruce Gradkowski. I can't go back to those days. So if I have to endure Baker Mayfield and I got to endure, Matt Filer and Aaron Stinney at the right guard spot for a little bit longer, I'll do it. But I think that there are other needs before losing for a quarterback. Now, like I said, Jaden Daniels is there at the 12 spot. I'm all in. I'm all in on Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to be a great prospect and a great pro. But some of these other guys, I don't know. I don't know. But I like in kind of like in closing, the Bucs roster is going to look completely different next year. I don't think Carlton Davis is going to be on this team. I don't think Shaq Bear is going to be on this team. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka is definitely not going to be on this team.
Ryan Neal.
Ryan Neal's not going to be on this team. D. Delaney's a lot of the defense and some of the offense. It's just going to be. It's going to look really, really different. I don't think Baker Mayfield's going to be back on this team, and not because again, Baker is not like. I don't think Baker's the sole reason why we're losing. I think it's probably mostly on the defense, even though our offense looked atrocious for a couple weeks. But Baker's probably going to command $60 to $80 million in the offseason, which we don't have, and we're definitely not going to pay. So I couldn't even tell you where Baker's.
You think he's gonna command that much money?
I think if Jimmy Garoppolo can get, listen, I don't know if Jimmy Garoppolo got $73 million just because it was Josh McDaniels and Ziegler, but if Jimmy Garoppolo can get $73 million, I could see the Seahawks giving Baker Mayfield 4 years, $80 million with maybe 30 of it guaranteed.
Yeah, the Seahawks have another
but
quarterback problem.
Yeah, so I think I could see the Falcons. I think the Falcons are going to be in the quarterback market. There's some teams that are ready to win right now that don't necessarily need a rookie quarterback. I would put us in that class. Like if you told me next year we're keeping Mike Evans, we got to go get a free agent. We got to go get a veteran. But if we move on from Mike Evans, if we move on from these guys, that's a different conversation. But to me, I'm just my point of emphasis. I'm just not ready to go back to sucking.
I feel you and I understand your points. I do think that where the state of the team right now, that's kind of inevitable. Unless we can tread water for long enough and,
Yeah.
find the diamond in the rough free agent quarterback, get things going. If we sign Justin Fields, I don't want that, but low
Yeah.
key, it'd be kind of exciting. I don't know. It'd be fun to watch. It'd be fun to watch. Look,
You would need
he,
you would need we would have to get someone from the 49ers or the Dolphins to run this operation if we had Justin Fields.
yeah,
We
but
could
that
not put Justin Fields back there with Dave Canales. Just can't happen. Can't happen.
no, but Justin Fields, he's an exciting player to watch. Like I'm big on excitement. Obviously, turnovers those cost you games, and that's the problem with Baker is like he'll be playing great, and then super costly
Yeah.
mistake. Not in the frequency of how Jameis Winston used to do it. Jameis Winston, I mean, that was wild. He would throw a pick six to start
Yeah.
a game, and you
Yes.
can't come back from that. But
Yeah.
Baker, he's been keeping us in these games, and I do think we'll beat the Panthers. We should beat the
We're gonna
Panthers.
listen. Let's just say this right now. The Tampa Bay we did this versus the Titans too. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are not losing the Carolina Panthers. Everybody get that thought out of your head. I know I'm the first guy to say a fired coach game that the team starts revving up and playing better. It's not the case here. The Panthers just fired their quarterback coach and their running back coach on top of their head coach. It ain't happening. So get that thought. That roster is bad. That roster is horrible. This is not a good football team. And there's no a coaching change, a quarterback change. Maybe they put Andy Dalton back there. Maybe it's not happening. So the Bucs, I think, are going to roll. And I don't care. I don't care about the jinx. I don't care about anything. The Bucs are going to roll. We're at home. We're going to show some guts. We're going to show some pride. And we're going to be 5-7. I don't know who the Saints play. The Saints play Detroit.
Yeah.
We need the Detroit Lions to show up. I need Man Campbell biting some kneecaps off. Okay, this is what we need. And the Falcons play they play some
Bengals, I think, or the
about saying
Titans. Or no, they
play
play the
some
Jets. They play the Jets.
yeah. I was about to say they play some of the bad offense. So
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, Falcons, I unfortunately think they might take that one from the Jets. Jets are in a tough place right now.
we need Robert Saleh. We need I don't even know who's gonna play quarterback. God Almighty.
Boyle is going to keep getting the start.
Oh geez.
Yeah.
Tim Boyle.
Yeah. I mean, they just got to play just the ground and pound game, man. That's
Give
what they
Dalvin
got.
Cook, dude. Just give the ball to Dalvin Cook and uh Brees Hall. Just hand the ball off 50 times a game. That offensive line is terrible though. So
Yeah.
it is in New York though. The only plus is the Falcons hopefully don't play good in cold weather.
Yeah. We'll see what happens, but I mean, my main point and what I was trying to say with losing to the Panthers, because I did originally want us to lose. I don't want us to lose to the Panthers, but I just think it expedites firing Bowles. There's no way we're ever going to be a good team with Todd Bowles at the helm. Dave Canales, I don't think we've seen enough of him, but I mean, the play calling's been kind of like always how it's been with the Bucs. I mean, I haven't seen too many creative plays or anything like mind-boggling. The Mike Evans Baker connection is something special, though, I will say.
It is. It is.
But Mike Evans might not be a Buck next year, so there's a lot of uncertainty in the future.
Yeah. I think I think honestly us the Commanders and I don't know. I'm thinking of teams that just have like a complete mystery of what's going to happen in the offseason. I don't know. Listen.
Michael Pittman's going to be a Buck next year. Watch.
Pittman Jr. That'd be great. That would be nice. I think
that kind of makes sense.
I think he just got extended though.
He got extended
by the Colts. I think he just got.
Oh, I missed that.
Oops. I think it was a 3-year 30 or something like that. I could be wrong. Could be making that up, but but overall, if you hit me with true serum, I would say keep Mike Evans, move on from some veterans, keep this window open as literally squeeze every single ounce of orange juice that you can out of the orange. But the NFL is a business. The NFL is a business. Guys got to make decisions. Jason Light. I trust Jason Light. Okay. Jason Light has proven that he can build a Super Bowl caliber team. He did it. I mean, you say all you want about Brady, but there's 52 other guys on the roster. Jason Light proven that he can do this. So we just gotta, just weather the storm, bend don't break. The Eagles did this. The Eagles went to Super Bowl, went to the playoffs a couple of years. and they lost, and they really lost. They drafted Jalen Hurts. They weathered the storm. They got good. They built the offensive line with Mailata. They drafted him in the 7th round. Developed into a great product. Kelsey. They drafted the kid that went to Florida State. I'm blanking on his name, from Alabama, Landon Dickerson. They built the offensive line. They drafted cornerbacks. They signed cornerbacks. Like we there's a formula out there. There's a formula out there, and we just got to follow it.
Jason Light, we trust.
And
He's a great GM.
And Jason Light, we trust. And it's unfortunate. I've always said if Todd Bowles is a great D coordinator. Unfortunately, the pieces have just not come together for him as a head coach. Whether that's his fault, whether that's I don't know how many head coaches in our situation really could be. You put Frank Reich in our situation, we stink. You put Dennis Allen, we really stink. You put Arthur Smith, we probably still stink. So, I mean, I don't think I don't know if any coaches could really take what Todd Bowles walked into and be amazing with it. So maybe last year, I don't know. Last year was weird.
Yeah.
But this was like a Bucs State of the Union intervention. It's you lose 6 out of 7, you start to really, you try to stay positive. But my God.
Yeah, it's been a brutal stretch, but
we
rest
really,
of the season we got a lot of NFC
really
South games. So
yeah, we had to beat Indianapolis, and we did. So
yeah,
this I mean, Carolina's a must win. Everything from here on is must win. Carolina's a must win, and then we go to Atlanta.
I'm not sure. I think we go to Atlanta. Yep. Go to Atlanta. Go to Green Bay. Jags come to us.
Yeah.
Saints
Carolina and Atlanta are
us.
must win.
Then we go
Green
to
Bay. Green Bay is going to be a ridiculously gritty game. That's going to stink.
In Lambeau.
But you know what? If we catch the Packers at almost like a too hot time, like I hope the Packers like reel off 4 wins in a row here, because we could catch them at like a spooky time where like they think they're like, their poop don't stink, something like that. We catch them at a good time. Jacksonville's gonna be tough. Christmas Eve, maybe we get to get some Christmas Eve magic, and then we'll be at the New Year's Eve game versus New Orleans.
Yep.
That's gonna be
there.
It's gonna be must win, and then everything. Listen, everything's a must win. We got, in the words of the great Tom Brady, we got 6 games in front of us. We got our whole season in front of us. That's what he said all last year. We decide our fate, and you know what? We won the division. We put a banner up. We got everything's in front of us. Everything that we want is right in front of us. So, gotta stop talking about it and do it. No more silly mistakes, corrections. Everything we want is right in front of us.
Yeah.
11-6 record, though, is dead. It died last week.
Yeah.
10-7. 10-7's on.
Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully. God willing.
Yeah. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode. This was episode what? 8, 9?
Episode 8.
Episode 8, Tuesday Night Football. We'll be back on Thursday. It will be a lot less Bucks, more absolutely fire NFL predictions that are literally going to blow your mind come Tuesday. That's all we got.
Till next time, we'll see you guys next week. Let's go Bucks. Episode 8. We're not trying to get to 4-8. No.
Episode 8. We ain't trying to get to 4-8. When you see us next, next Tuesday we'll be 5-7.
Yes, we will see you. Victory Monday. Fire the cannons. Talk to you later.
Thank you. Go Bucks. God bless.